I am going to start a new topic of measurement of national income. Measurement of national income by income method. It means I am going to explain how we can calculate national income with the help of income method. So first, why we use the income method? This is the most important. So income method refers a situation in which all the producers receives income after providing their productive services. So addition of all the income which is received by the residents, that is a part of national income. It has three main components. First, compensation of employees. Second, operating surplus. And third, mixed income of self-employed. So what is the compensation of employees? So every resident provides their work productivity to firm. So firm provides them a particular amount, and that amount is known as compensation of employees. In other words, we can say all the employers provides some wages and salaries and other facilities to their employees, and that is nothing, that is known as compensation of employees. So compensation of employees is divided into four parts. First, wages and salaries in cash. So every employer provides wages and salaries to their employees. So it may be in terms of commission, it may be in terms of salaries, and so on. So wages and salaries in kind. So not only the employers gives the cash, but also sometimes he gives some facilities to their employees, such as free rental house, medical facilities, educational facilities to their children, and so on. Next is the pension on retirement. So nowadays the pension has been removed by the government, but in some areas still the pension is available, such as in the defense. All the MLAs and MPs also get the pension. So that pension is also a part of compensation of employees, and this pension is paid for their work. So in future, for the social securities, it is provided by the government. Next is the employer's contribution to social security scheme. So in future, all the employers can get the benefit of all these things. It includes the gratuity, it also includes the provident fund. So after the retirement, they can live a better life. For that, the employers provide them these facilities, and that is known as social security. Now come to the second component. It is known as operating surplus. So operating surplus contains rent, royalty, interest, and profit. So what is rent? So rent is a part of income when the ownership provides the land and buildings to the producers. So that producer gives a particular amount, and that amount is known as rent. Next is the royalty. Royalty means given the license to operate it for their own assets, and that is known as royalty. Here we can take some example. Suppose the government has given the land to a contractor, and that land contains coal and other minerals. So the contractor is utilizing these minerals, and whatever they earn, a part of it will be given to the government, and that is the good example, that is known as royalty. Interest. So interest, some people gives or lends money for further investments. So investors generate income, and for generating the income, a part of it that is paid, and it is known as interest. So in a simple word, we can say interest is a part of lending money. And next is the profit. So it is the reward of the entrepreneur, because entrepreneur takes risk for the investment. So profit is divided into three parts. First is the dividend, second is corporate tax, and third is undistributed profit, and it is also known as retained earning. So what is dividend? So in a business, a number of partners are available, and they also invest their money. So these partners also takes the part of the profit. So the profit is given to their partners, and that partners is known as dividend according to their share or according to their investment amount. Next is the corporate tax. So every firm earns profit, and after earning the profit, they pay some taxes to the government, and that tax is known as profit tax, and it is also known as corporate tax. Next is the undistributed profit. So some amount of the total profit is kept for future investment or to face any kind of difficulties, and that will not be distributed among the shareholders, and that amount is known as undistributed profit. Here, that is the mixed income of self-employed. In this economy, there are a number of people who are employed themselves individually. For example, the carpenter, the barbers, the retailers, and so on. So they also generate their income with providing their own services. So that is a part of mixed income of self-employed. So when we add all compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed, and that is known as NDPFC, means net domestic product at factor cost, because all these are based on factor cost. Here the student face some problems. Sometimes in the data, compensation of employees is given, and also employers' contribution to social security is also given. So in this situation, the student should always be careful. If the compensation of employees is given, we will not touch the employer contribution to social security scheme, because it is the part of compensation of employees. If the compensation of employees is not given, in that case we will make the compensation of employees by adding all four components of compensation of employees. Like that, if the operating surplus is given, profit is given, dividend is also given, we will not touch the dividend and profit, we will take only the profit, operating surplus, because rent, royalty, interest, profit, all are the parts of operating surplus. So if we have the operating surplus, there is no need to take all these things. Like that, sometimes operating surplus is not given, rent, royalty, interest, profit, corporation tax or corporate tax is given. In this situation, we will take rent, royalty, interest, profit, and we will not touch the corporate tax, because this is the part of profit. So profit we have already taken, it means corporate tax is already included in it. Suppose rent, royalty, interest and profit is not given, in that case we will calculate the profit by adding dividend, corporate tax and undistributed profit. And there is no any component of self-employed, mixed income of self-employed. So it is the independent component. That's why it is always taken directly. In this way, we can say the NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed, or we can say NDPFC is equal to wages and salaries in cash plus wages and salaries in kind plus pension on retirement plus employer's contribution to social security scheme plus rent plus royalty plus interest plus dividend plus corporate tax plus undistributed profit plus mixed income of self-employed. Okay, I think it is clear for all of you. Thank you.